Hello and welcome to this short video course on leadership styles for managers. There are a lot of leadership styles that leaders follow throughout the world. I don't have the time and luxury to cover all of them. I've just taken a few very famous leadership styles for managers and leaders. So we will go through the definitions, we'll go through the models, and some tips and techniques to apply those leadership styles in our work life. So let us go ahead and understand the definition of leadership style. A leadership style refers to a leader's characteristic behaviors when directing, motivating, guiding, and managing groups of people. Great leaders can motivate others to perform, create, and innovate. So that, my dear friends, is the definition of leadership. The first model that I would like to share with you is known as situational leadership. This model was created by Hersey and Blanchard. Situational leadership is a style of leadership where leaders consider the readiness level of team members they serve and the uniqueness of every situation. Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard developed the situational leadership model in 1969 while working on management of organizational behavior. Now, if you look at this very interesting leadership model, there is D1, D2, D3, D4, which talks about the development stages of the team member that you're leading. So a team member who is at D1 is basically, we look at the commitment level and the capability level, which means will and skill. Is the will high? Is the skill low? Usually when somebody starts the job, they are in D1 where the skill level is really low. So let's say the commitment level is high, the capability level or the skill level is low, and hence, if the capability is low, the leadership style that situational leadership suggests is directing. So if you see, the directive behavior is extremely high here and low here, which means we're going towards the low directive behavior. And interestingly, the supportive behavior is high here, which means coaching and supporting is where the leader becomes extremely supportive, and the red part where the directing is here, the leader is extremely directive, and in green where delegation is there, the leader has completely left the person, the team member, on their own, which means they're capable now, the leader trusts them, and they're capable of delivering results, and hence the leader delegates the task to this person. So what is happening here is, in D1, there is less skill. As the skill improves, coaching, the leader gets into the coaching style of leadership, and then supporting style of leadership. Coaching is still helping the team member identify the problem, the issues, and also the solutions through the GROW model of coaching, as we all know. And here the leader gets into the coach mode, coaches the person, and when the coaching is done and the person starts finding solutions to their own problem, I would say the person gets empowered and enabled to find solutions to their own problems. Then the leader shifts the gears and now gets into the supporting role, which means you go out there, you do the research, you find solutions, and you let me know, and we'll discuss it out, we'll thrash it out and see what is the best thing to do. And then again, the leader again starts letting go, and comes to delegation, where, as you can see, the directive and the supportive, both styles are going into low. And here in the development continuum, the individual who was really low on skill is now extremely high on skill as well on will. So the commitment as well as the capability both have increased a lot, and that's the reason the leader has to shift. So what it means is no one style of leadership will work forever. Leadership styles depend on situations that people face, and a lot of situations will depend on the capability and the commitment level of the follower. So this is the reason why situational leadership is the most apt model of leadership, I believe, because it's very dynamic. Leadership is very dynamic. Situations we face every day are very dynamic. So if you stay in the directive mode, or coaching mode, or supporting mode, or just start delegating everything to everybody, it's going to be a mess and it's going to be a disaster. So a leader has to constantly keep assessing the development stage of the individual and the leadership style that they're following. Now, there are three more theories of leadership that I would like to share with you. They're known as X, Y, and Z. Theory X and Theory Y are theories of human work motivation and management. They were created by Douglas McGregor while he was working at the MIT Sloan School of Management in 1950s and developed further in 1960s. Theory Z, on the other hand, is Dr. William Auchi's so-called Japanese management style, popularized during the Asian economic boom of 1980s. For Auchi, Theory Z focused on increasing employee loyalty to the company by providing a job for life, with a strong focus on well-being of the employee both on and off the job. So this is the famous Japanese style. Let's look at them in a little detail. Theory X. The view of work is that people dislike and avoid work. Theory X says nobody likes to work, they just like to avoid and dislike work. Their aptitude towards responsibility, nobody wants to take responsibility, and they seek formal direction. And the attitude towards innovation, nobody wants to innovate, security valued over ambition. So Theory X says that people don't want to move out of line, they like the line, they want to stay in the line, and hence they would not even innovate because that will take them out of their comfort zone. The ability to control worst, controlled, and threatened. The only way you can control people, according to Theory X of McGregor, is by coercion, by control, and by threat. Now let's look at the Y, which is kind of opposite of Theory X. Again, given by McGregor, Theory Y says the human beings love work. Work comes to them as natural as rest and play. They like to take responsibility, accept and seek responsibility. Attitude towards innovation, individuals are capable of innovation, and if given freedom, they would love to innovate. The ability to control, self-direction, and self-control, which means Theory Y says give them space, give them opportunities, and they will automatically control themselves. That's Theory Y. Now Theory Z, again going back to Dr. William Auchi's Theory Z, or the Japanese management style, it says whole part of a person, which means look at the society at large. The organization becomes like the parent organization and kind of adopts people to it. So the view of work is that work is a part, the whole part. People are made to work. People are like born to work. Okay, attitude towards responsibility, collective responsibility, which means everybody is accountable for the organization's success. Everybody is accountable for the country's success. So attitude and responsibility is very collective. There is a lot of peer responsibility and accountability in this. Attitude towards innovation, whole is better than sum of the parts. So again, looking at the entire organization as part and taking responsibility. Innovation is important. The organization should move forward. The organization's KPI needs to be met. Ability to control, implicit control by loyalty to team. So implicit, unspoken control is there by loyalty to the team. Everybody is loyal to the team and everybody shows that. And that's the culture that is embedded. Now, these are theories, theory X, Y, and Z. Again, going back to the earlier theory that we talked about, situational leadership, no one theory fits the bill, just like situational leadership. Sometimes you have to use theory X, sometimes you have to use theory Y, and most of the time theory Z will also work. So it all again goes back to your leadership style, your preference, and what you do. Now, transformational leadership is another model which says concept of transformational leadership was initially introduced by leadership expert James McGregor Burns. Okay. According to Burns, transformational leadership can be seen when leaders and followers support each other to advance to a higher level of morale and motivation. Okay. Now, let's look at the aspects of transformational leadership. First one is individualized consideration, which means is the extent to which a leader attends to each follower's needs and is a mentor, coach, or guide. So one aspect of transformation leader is individualized consideration. It looks at every individual, helps them improve, helps them develop, mentors them, coaches them, and becomes a guide. Another aspect of a transformational leader is describes leaders that are role models of their followers because they engage in high standards of ethical behavior. So they have strong integrity, strong ethical behavior, and they kind of inspire others to be like them. They are the role models. The third one is inspirational motivation, which means is the degree to which a leader articulates an appealing vision that inspires and motivates others to perform beyond expectations. So they are extremely good in terms of vision and where the entire team is going. Because if we can show them a bright future, which a transformational leader does, and hope, give people hope that they will be able to achieve it, and people get motivated. The last aspect is intellectual stimulation. It says, is the extent to which leaders challenge assumptions, take risks, and solicit followers' ideas. So a transformational leader, my dear friends, who takes care of people in these four aspects, becomes a role model, becomes a coach, a mentor, a guide, okay, has a strong vision and mission and purpose of taking this team to the next level, and also challenges each other, listens to the team members, and solicits their ideas as well. This, I think, if we connect transformational leadership with situational leadership and just take care of X, Y, and Z leadership styles whenever needed, this gives us a very good understanding of basic leadership styles that we can follow. So, some important tips. First, identify your leadership style, which is your preference, which is the best leadership style you would want to follow. Encourage healthy conflict in the team, extremely important. People should be able to speak up so that if you're a transformational leader, you will do that. Be a role model again, be energetic, enthusiastic about the vision. Give people hope. Listen and communicate effectively. Have a positive attitude even in the most difficult situations. In most difficult situations, the team looks up to the leader and the leader has to give them a positive outlook. And being vulnerable at the same time. Positive attitude does not mean that if the ship is sinking, you still say the ship is safe. But if the ship is sinking and you know the water is coming up, then a strong leader would not get perturbed, would only focus on saving as many lives as possible and give hope to people that there is a way to get out of the ship by accepting and acknowledging that the ship is going down. That's what I call positive attitude. Okay, encourage team members to contribute, give timely, frequent, and effective feedback, be more tolerant to mistakes, and encourage free thinking, instill a sense of team, with the team vision and mission. So there's an organizational mission, vision, purpose. There needs to be a team vision, mission, and purpose as well. So which kind of is aligned to the organization's vision, mission, and purpose. And the last is create individual development plans for self and team members and keeps monitoring them. Just like situational leadership, whoever needs what, we want everybody to reach the last stage of D4 or delegation so that everybody's capable enough to be independent contributor to the team. Well, this, my dear friends, brings us to the end of the Leadership Styles short introduction course. Thank you so much for your time.